Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another LinkedIn live session. I'm your host, Thomas Cole, and we have our co host, Taylor Otto. Taylor, why don't you tell the viewers about yourself and what we'll be diving into today?
Yeah, hello everyone. My name's Taylor Otto, implementation consultant here at Discara. Super excited to be back for another weekly webinar where we're going to be discussing inventory reports and dashboards and how those sources of information can help you manage your inventory.
Awesome. Thank you for that. So, according to research, the average level of inventory accuracy in US operations, retail operations, should I say, is a modest 63%. When we really think about this, that means 37% of retail operations on, you know, keeping track of inventory in a way that it should be, or, just being better with managing their information because they don't have software in place to help with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that kind of leads into the next stat of 34% of businesses struggle with unavailable products and delayed shipments, which means they believe they have inventory to sell and find out that they don't and are unable to fulfill orders.
Yeah, kind of leads to that overstocking on the delivery, right? If you don't have a system that can help track with that, that's what that leads to. And 43% of small businesses do not actively monitor their inventory, while 21% claim that they have no stock at all. See, that 21% kind of leads to that understocking and over delivering. And just not managing your inventory levels could be potentially detrimental because you're wasting a lot of money. You could be losing out on profit, storage. There's things that money could be going into to make your business better.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. Going into our next slide here, we have some challenges. So challenges of not having any reports available or any ways to simply track your inventory is number one. It causes inventory inaccuracy, which is kind of results in what we discussed earlier, where you don't know how much inventory you have, or maybe you think you have a certain amount and don't have that amount, which can cause some issues.
Yeah. And as we said, leads to the next challenge, which is overselling or not just having enough products available. A customer might put in a request for 1,000 units, but if you only have 500 units available, then what happens is you're affecting your relationship with that client. They may go elsewhere because they may not have enough trust in you that, hey, you're going to deliver on the 1,000 that you had promised to.
Yeah, exactly. And even some clients that come to us, they do have ways to track their inventory and use these reports, but they do it manually with a spreadsheet. And those result in challenges in their own right. Of number one, it's going to take a lot of time for you to manually enter in that data, fix data, or change the data as changes happen in real life.
Yeah.
And oftentimes, as we're going to see later on when we look at some reports in Discara, some of these reports that are useful require multiple data points that's going to take a lot of work to create.
Yeah. And as you rightly said, right, manually could involve Excel, or I speak to clients who spend time walking physically into their warehouse to look at their inventory. That takes them on average up to 2 hours per day. That's 10 hours a week that could be spent on something more productive for the organization. So just having a software where things can be found in terms of inventory within a click of a button is just so beneficial for time saving.
Yep, absolutely. Going into our benefits here. So why do we want to use reports? How is this going to help us track our inventory? Number one is it makes for more informed decision making. It allows us to utilize really important data points to inform how are we going to kind of shift our business, what's going to increase our margins.
Yeah.
Part of that is identifying products that are sold at a high volume, where, hey, I'm selling a lot of this product. I want to make sure that I'm never running out of stock with this product. Being able to analyze, what are my profit margins here? Do I want to continue to sell this product? And then at the same time, identify those products that aren't doing so well, or maybe I'm losing money on. Being able to analyze that data, look at that data in front of me without having to spend hours creating a report that's going to give me that, help me identify those items that should be obsolete or just I should stop selling.
Yeah. And obviously leads to the next point of being able to generate reports in minutes versus hours of manual work, which is kind of what we touched on the challenges aspect, right? Being able to have something within the click of a button where it's like, oh, I want to see what's in what warehouse, how many of this do I have available? what is my restocking level, just having that data available is just so much better for as for an organization to make better informed decisions.
Yes, definitely.
Moving on to the key reports and dashboards that we'll be looking at today. So the first will be the product dashboard.
Yeah, so we're going to shift gears. We're going to take a look into Deskera, what these reports look like. We're not going to review everything, but we're going to look at some important ones here and show you what that looks like in Deskera, starting with the product dashboard. So as we shift gears here, I have an option to click into product details and take a look at a dashboard for each individual product that I have in my system. So taking a look here right off the bat, if I want to take a look at my sales number, it tells me all the sales for a particular product here, what my profit is, how many customers are buying this, how many have I sold. I can change the data points. So do I want to look at the last 6 months, a year, a week? My quantity bought tells me there, how many days to sell, what my turnover rate is, how much have I spent purchasing versus how much am I spending with sales.
Those are some great margins, 100,000 to 2,000 per year.
It's not too bad. I want to continue selling this chair. Absolutely.
Yeah, 1,000%.
So right now you're going to notice stock value. I have no data found because I don't have any stock left in my inventory. I sold my last product, so there's not going to be any data there. But I have all these other reports that I have. My top 5 customers, my top 5 suppliers, sales and purchases, stock available quantity, and then sales with MOM growth as well, being able to break that down.
Indeed. Having those top 5 customers as well is actually pretty key, because then you can know who to send out your marketing materials to. Once you have new stock in place, you want to keep updating your top 5 customers like, hey, we got more of this in place. So, you want to put in your orders before that runs out.
Yes, absolutely. And because this is a demo site, I have not sold to enough customers or suppliers for this to populate. But if you are someone that has, numerous sales of data in your system, that's going to populate there.
Indeed. Taking us on to the next report that we'll be looking at would be the sales by product under the sales reports.
Yeah. So looking at this report here, I can search for a particular product if I want to. I can select a date range, and I can simply run that report. Being able to specify this with a few clicks of a button versus manually entering this information again is a huge time saver and something that really can't be done manually. If you want to look at a particular time period, that's not something that you can do manually. So I'm going to click Run Report here, and it's going to show me sales broken down by product here. Right off the bat, I can see how many of a product I've sold within this date range, what the amount was, what the cost of goods sold was if I'm manufacturing that product, my sales percentage. So, I can see, hey, I'm not selling much of glue bottles here. Maybe that's something that I want to consider moving out and not spending time selling. What my average sales price is, my gross margin, my margin percentages here. This is very helpful information to help me analyze, hey, what's doing well? What am I making money on? And what am I losing money on or just not selling enough of?
So right off the bat, it just gives you that visibility into what products are doing well and, what you need to get rid of or what you need to produce more of in order to be successful as an organization.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Moving on to the next report we'll be looking at is the stock availability by warehouse or locations. So warehouse doesn't necessarily have to be an actual warehouse. It could be any location where you just want to track inventory in.
Yeah, and businesses use warehouses for a variety of different ways. Some have consignment warehouses where they have companies that are keeping their product in stock, but they own and would pay as they use them. We have job workout warehouses where they're tracking if a third-party manufacturer is holding that product, and you want to know where that product is at that time. And then some people actually have multiple warehouses where they have products in one warehouse. They've got a different set of products in another warehouse. And then lastly, if they have maybe a truck that they go out and sell, on the street, and they want to keep track of which products do I have in that truck. So what this report does is I can select any warehouse that I want here, or I can just run that report and it tells me all of my products. And if I click into that, it's going to tell me which warehouse that the products are in. Being able to break this down, being able to look at a specific warehouse, if I want to take a look, hey, what do I have in warehouse A here?
Yeah.
I'm seeing this. Before I even go there, I want to see a list of what I have available. Where's my stock at?
Yeah.
And being able to just, again, a few clicks of a button, break down what I want to see and have that be spit out in a matter of seconds is huge.
Awesome. And the one thing I do like about this as well is if you're running low on inventory in one warehouse, you can just easily do a stock transfer from one warehouse to the other to make sure that that other location is well enough stocked, especially if they're in a different state, for example, right? You want to make sure that you're not over promising and under delivering to your customers in that state as well.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Taking us to the next point is our stock ledger report.
Yeah, so right here we have our stock ledger report. Same thing. I can choose a date range. I can search for an individual product. And what this report does is this allows me to see all the movement for a particular date range for a product. When am I taking products in? When are they going out? And it gives me that order chronologically. So if I open up this one, for instance, I can see all of my quantity ins, what the date was, the document number of that is related to this, what the date is that this transaction happened, and then giving me a running number of what the value is. What's the transaction value? What is it going out for? And giving me that running total all the way to what is my current level. Again, a matter of seconds, I can produce this. And this is very helpful to see what's happening with my stock.
Yeah. And from a compliance standpoint as well, having that document type to know, is it an adjustment? Is it a stock transfer? Did this come in from a PO or a bill? Just having that breakdown and visibility is really key in terms of making better decisions for yourself and the team.
Yes. Yep.
Awesome. And our final report we'll be looking at today will be our stock aging report.
Yeah, so we have as a stock aging report is this is going to tell us how long a certain product has been sitting on our shelves. This is going to break down of how long is there items that have been on my shelf for 61 to 90 days. I can say an as of date. So where do I want to see this information? Do I want to specify a particular warehouse or a product? And I can run that report. So again, a matter of seconds, I can click this data here. And I can see all of my products. I didn't make any specifications, so it's just going to list everything here. And it's going to show me what do I have, what's been sitting on my shelf for 0 to 30 days, 31 to 60. Do I have anything 91 to 120 days? This kind of information is like, hey, maybe I need to create a sale because this product, maybe it's going to expire soon or it's going to become obsolete soon. So let's create a sale so we can get these products out of our system and at least make some money on that instead of having to potentially eat that cost later.
Indeed. So being able to know, okay, do I need to do 30% off or, having that special sale to your clients would also be key. And, that kind of leads us to the end of our webinar today. If you're interested in learning more about our reports or dashboards of the specific inventory reports that you wanted to see and learn more about, please feel free to reach out to myself or Taylor on LinkedIn. Alternatively, you can reach out to us via email at thomas.cole@descara.com, taylor.auto@descara.com, or sales@descara.us. Apologies. Taylor, any last thing you want to mention before we hop off?
Yeah, just to echo what Thomas said, we'd love to hear from you. If you saw anything today that maybe we didn't go over in depth that you want to learn more about, please reach out to us. We'd love to just help you understand how Descara can help your business.
Awesome. Thank you all again for joining in today's webinar. We look forward to seeing you next week as we continue our journey on inventory and warehouse management. Have a good day. Take care.
Thanks, everyone.